Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into something pretty fascinating in the Bitcoin world.
Okay, sounds good.
We're talking about CleanSpark and their, well, kind of bold move to buy up GRIID Infrastructure.
Yeah, definitely a big move. Definitely something worth taking a closer look at.
So for our listeners who might not be totally up to speed, CleanSpark, they're a Bitcoin mining company, right?
Right, and they've been making a name for themselves, especially when it comes to sustainable mining practices.
Yeah, that's a whole other deep dive we could do sometime, but for now, let's focus on this GRIID acquisition.
Sounds good.
So this deal went down as an all-stock merger, and get this, it was valued at a whopping $155 million.
Yeah, that's not chump change. That's a pretty clear sign that CleanSpark is, well, they're serious about this.
Yeah, they're not messing around. $155 million, that's a lot of faith in Grey's potential.
For sure, and it actually, it suggests that CleanSpark sees something, maybe something that the general market wasn't quite picking up on.
Yeah, like maybe GRID was undervalued, or maybe CleanSpark has some really smart plans for how to use their assets.
Exactly, and one of the really interesting things here is this focus on Tennessee.
Right, Tennessee seems to be the center of their expansion plans,
It is. They're really doubling down on their presence there.
and they're aiming to boost their mining capacity in Tennessee to, get this, over 400 megawatts.
Whoa. That's a lot of power.
Yeah, 400 megawatts, I mean, just to give everyone an idea, that's enough to power, like a small city.
It is. It really highlights the scale of these Bitcoin mining operations. It's not just a few computers in someone's basement anymore.
No, this is serious business, and I think CleanSpark's CEO, Zach Bradford, put it pretty well.
What did he say?
He called this acquisition, and I'm quoting here, a strategic move to boost their presence in Tennessee.
Okay, strategic move. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it implies that they're not just expanding to the sake of it, they're choosing their locations carefully.
Right. There's got to be a reason they're so focused on Tennessee. And well, that's what really got me digging.
So, spill the beans. What makes Tennessee so special for Bitcoin miners?
Well, there are a few things, but the big one, the one that really jumps out, is the cost of electricity.
Makes sense. Bitcoin mining, it's a very energy-intensive process.
It is, I mean, it uses a ton of power, so naturally companies are going to look for places where electricity is cheap.
And Tennessee, they seem to have that going for them.
They do. They have a good mix of energy sources, including nuclear and hydroelectric, which helps keep those electricity rates down.
So lower costs, that means higher potential profits for CleanSpark.
Right, but it's not just about the money, well, not just about the cost of electricity anyway.
Okay, so what else is attracting CleanSpark to Tennessee?
Well, Tennessee also has, how do I put this, a pretty friendly regulatory environment for crypto businesses.
Ah, that makes sense. A stable and predictable regulatory landscape, that can be a huge advantage.
It is. I mean, nobody wants to invest millions in a new facility only to have the rules change on them overnight.
Right, that kind of uncertainty can really stifle innovation.
Exactly. And Tennessee, they seem to get that they've been pretty proactive in creating a welcoming atmosphere for the crypto industry.
So we've got low energy costs, a supportive regulatory environment. I mean, it's starting to sound like Tennessee's becoming a Bitcoin mining hub.
Yeah, it kind of is. And CleanSpark, with this GRID acquisition, they're positioning themselves to be one of the major players in this emerging hub.
But what does this all mean for the wider Bitcoin mining industry?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? I mean, CleanSpark's move, it could be a sign of things to come.
Like, what are you thinking?
Well, for one, we could see a wave of consolidation in the industry, with bigger companies like CleanSpark buying up smaller ones.
Interesting. So kind of like a survival of the fittest situation.
Yeah, kind of, but it could also spark a new wave of innovation, as smaller miners try to find ways to compete.
Ah, so maybe they'll focus on niches, specialize in certain types of mining, or maybe even develop new technologies.
Exactly. It's hard to say for sure what will happen, but one thing's for sure, CleanSpark's move is going to have ripple effects throughout the entire industry.
And on that note, here's something for everyone listening to ponder. As this whole cryptocurrency world keeps growing, and it shows no signs of slowing down, the demand for energy is just going to keep going up.
It is. It's a very energy-intensive industry.
So what other industries, what other parts of our lives might end up being impacted by this energy-hungry sector? Something to think about.
Definitely. Lots to consider as this whole landscape evolves.
Well, on that note, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. What do you think?
Yeah, we've done a pretty thorough deep dive into CleanSpark and their Tennessee takeover.
Thanks for joining me, and thanks to everyone listening. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that curiosity burning.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.